Alchemist here. In today's video, I'll be breaking down this trade that I executed on my FTMO challenge this week, and here's the MT4 slip to confirm. And I will be showing you how you could have got involved as well. So as previously mentioned on last week's video, this is not a backtest. This is actually a trade that I've personally executed. And if you stick around to the end, I will actually show you a breakdown of how the FTMO challenge is going, as well as providing you with a link for MyFxBook for full transparency, and that so you can follow along the journey as well to see how we go. Now I'm just going to clear all of these drawings and we'll get straight into the video. So as always, we will be starting off with a blank weekly chart. Now, if you have seen the previous videos, you'll know exactly where the weekly supply and demand zones that we're currently trading out of are. So we had this one here as our weekly supply, which we did sweep above. So I'll just mark the sweep out as well. And then we have this one here as the demand that set this higher high, which price is actually now interacting with. So that's on the weekly. We'll go down to the daily time frame. On the daily, the most recent daily breakup structure was here. So this was our daily boss. Highest point above there will be our daily high. And then we didn't actually solidify our daily low at this point. It got very, very close. But if you know my rules, the statistics here that I need to see are at least a bullish pullback of greater than 110 pips. This is obviously 109, so we do not have our daily low confirmed at this point. So this is all that we need to be doing on the daily, and we'll go down to the 4 hour. Just make this a little bit neater. On the 4 hour, when we came into this zone here and had a bullish pullback greater than 90 pips, which is that 109 that we just saw on the daily, and then we did have a close below here, this here confirmed our 4 hour breakup structure. So this is our 4 hour boss. Highest point above is going to be our 4 hour high. And then for our 4 hour low, we need to see a bullish pullback greater than 90 pips. And at this point here, we didn't get it. And at this point here as well, we didn't get it. So we do not have our 4 hour low confirmed just as of yet. This is that daily zone that we just saw. And we can just start to mark out some POIs here on the 4 hour. So here we would have this acting as a demand. We can see this wick here swept liquidity from the part above, which I'll just mark out for you here as well. So this here swept. And this wick also swept. And so did this one. So we were building quite a nice supply chain here. And each one of these suppliers were sweeping liquidity, which is very nice to see. So although there would be trendline liquidity above here, and we have this zone here, which would be in premium of the 4 hour range, which ideally would be a better target, we're not currently expecting price to have made it that far back. So another thing we were looking at as well is after price had mitigated these buy to sell wicks on the 4 hour, we didn't really get much of a bullish reaction at all. It was just sort of price was still trickling down. So I wasn't really expecting price to have enough momentum and liquidity to make it up to this supply zone here. And when we go down to the 15 minute, I'll show you exactly how I framed up this trade. And again, there was no discretion in any of this. This trade is 100% based on the flowcharts that I've created for Millennial Wealth Group. And all I needed to do was follow the steps and execute. So that's all that we need to do on the 4 hour, because we don't have a 4 hour low to be marking out now. So we don't really have the opportunity to drop our premium and discount. Obviously here we can confirm that this is going to be in discount, because even if this was to be setting our 4 hour low, which it hasn't yet, we can see that this supply here would be the first one that would be within premium. Apologies guys, I am a little bit under the weather, so if I do sniffle or sneeze throughout the video, I apologize in advance. So go down to the 15 minute now. In terms of our 15M, we had this as our 15M low, not that one, this one here. And then we had the 2 times body closes below. So this became our 15M boss. This therefore was our 15M high. And our 15M low was down here. So we can drop our premium and discount here, and I will just in a second. So this here is the highest point, and this is the lowest. Just change that to the next candle. Beautiful. There we go. And in terms of order flow on the 15 minute, for price to turn bullish after we'd printed this inside bar, we would have needed a body close above this candle high here. So this would be for price to turn bullish Until that point, we were still bearish on the 15-minute in terms of order flow and in terms of structure. And we're also bearish on the 4-hour. So everything was bearish at this point, and we were looking to take shorts. Now this is that 4-hour zone. I'm just going to refine it to the inside bar. We do also have these buy to sell wicks, which were swept. Which had interaction with this wick here. So we were actually still looking for shorts. At this time here, I've just gone ahead to 11 a.m. Sydney time Friday, which is when Asia Open is. We will still mark out some POIs below. So here we had these buy to sell wicks interacting with this supply. And then essentially this supply failed. And then we have this inside bar, which is a demand chain from the bottom up. We have another set of buy to sell wicks here. And the candle that caused this failure was this candle here. Okay, and that demand had not yet failed at this point. And we were expecting price to either sweep this high here and then continue bearish, or that it would want to fill this imbalance below this inside bar to arrive at this candle here to then see bearish confirmation within here to take shorts to target somewhere in the 15M discount. So price here had fulfilled a pullback into premium. However, we didn't yet see any strong supplies failing. So all these supplies were still, we didn't see strong supplies holding. We saw these supplies failing. And we wanted to see a demand fail to confirm that price was going to be returning bearish. Or we wanted price to come into here, give us our 1 minute entry and a liquidation model, and then to be taking a short from this point here. So play price along a little bit. We were looking for shorts after this high here was taken. So I was expecting it to just be a sweep. But as you're about to see, it wasn't a sweep and we had a body close above. So when we had a body close above here, I was looking then to take shorts from within this supply here on the 15-minute. So in terms of demands now as well, so we had this one here, which this mitigated and swept below, which then mitigated here. Okay, you can take the bottom wick of this as well and the inside bar. And then we can go down here onto the 1 minute. So there was actually a short that I took from within here as well, which ended up being a loss as I got swept. So I did still have at least 0.4 or 0.5 of a pip above the high, but so be it. Price did sweep me out at that point, and I will show you that on the MT4 statistics as well. It's actually MT5 that I use, and I will show you that on the FTMO as well, on FTMO's website. So at this point here, our chalk down was going to be this candle. And price did take a little while to chalk down here. Okay, so there we finally had our chalk. Sorry, not that one. This is chalk down. Beautiful. So we have the extreme above here. We also have inducement just below and imbalance to fill. So I did have a trade as a limit set here. I'll find exactly the statistics for you and put it up as a screenshot. And this one here was where I got swept. So we did now interact with this 15-minute demand. So this 15-minute demand is now mitigated, which is what gave us the bullish pullback back to our zone. Again, it did take some while. And we were tagged in. It would have been at 25% of this zone. So I did have a limit here with a 2.5 pip stop loss, targeting the next unmitigated demand. And this one here, although price didn't actually hit our stop loss, I was actually taken out of the trade because of spreads and I got slipped at the time, which is a little bit frustrating, but it is okay. It's what happens, I guess. So what we were looking for here was an additional chalk down as a confirmation entry. So here we would want to see the low below here fail. So this is LQ. And the lowest point below here, I wanted to see this fail with a body close to confirm a new bearish chalk to then look for a new entry. So we get it soon. There we go. So once we had this candle closing here, I was expecting all of this price action to be swept. You can see here, there wasn't much bearish momentum after we tapped into this supply zone for the second time, and price did trickle for a while, but I was seeing all of this as liquidity to target, and I actually had my limit on this candle here. Again, I'll put up the MT4 statistics. It was at 224, but I actually got filled at 220. So I'll put it at 220. And I had a 2.7 pip stop loss because of spreads at the time. They were 0.4 or 0.5. And I just wanted to make sure I was still covering the high of at least 0.4 plus the spread. So although I actually had it at 24, which would have been a bit nicer, I got filled at 220, which is still fine. And I was targeting the 15-minute demand here, which I had my TP set at 979, but it actually went to 973 because of spreads as well and how aggressively price pushed down. So as we're about to see, we had all of this here as inducement. So we had liquidity to target within the leg. We'd had our bearish chock down. In terms of the 15-minute, we were bearish in terms of order flow, bearish in terms of structure, and we're expecting the 15-minute low to fail as well. So now as price returns to our zone, you can see there's a lot of bearish momentum here. We're tagged in, and then I will show you where the partials came off. At 4R, so I'll be taking my 25% partial, allowing me to be risk-free on the trade. And this ran to 973, perfect. Now with this one, I did monitor the charts until we got a 1-minute chock down. So I'll show you where that occurs. Okay, so price went back up. Then at this point here, once we had a bearish chock down in the next couple of candles, I left the charts completely and I logged out of Discord. I told the community. There were quite a few members that took this live as well. So I think there was at least 3 or 4 of them. So well done. One member actually did refine his entry on the seconds, which allowed him to enter this exact setup with a 1.3 pip stop loss. So less than half of what I did. And he made 10R straight away and then actually closed the trade early because he had made more than 10R. So that was amazing. So well done, Raphael. And I believe he was up 39R for the week. So an amazing result there. So once we had this bearish chock down, I then put the charts away. I set an alert at this point here, and I set an alert at if my stop loss was to get tagged. At that point, I went off and did other things. I went for a walk and spent time with my dog. And then as you see, it did take a little while to get the partial off. I think it was about an hour and a half. And then that occurred at this point here. Perfect. And then if you did actually miss this entry, or if you wanted to scale in, there was a scaling opportunity here after we flipped this demand zone. And we had a point here which had swept liquidity. So if you did miss it, you could have this buy to sell. Take 25% of the zone and use a 2.5 pip stop loss. And then you could also have the exact same target. So let's see if we get tagged into the scale-in. I did not take the scale-in. I did take this entry. And the MT4 will show, as will the FTMO website, as will MyFxBook. So you have full transparency that I've done this trade correctly. And so you can see that as well for yourself. So price comes back to the zone that swept. Tags us in. And then runs to target very nicely. Just extend this one out here. I think the total was about 2.5 hours or so. And full TP was hit around 6:30, and then I did go out for a nice dinner. So this one here did run for 9.15R. In total, after taking partials, I believe it was about 7.68. But again, all the statistics will be shown, and we'll jump onto MyFxBook to confirm and jump onto the FTMO website as well. So this was a very nice trade to close off our Friday. I believe it was just over 5 grand on the FTMO challenge, which means I'm just under halfway through in the total of 3 trading days, which is quite a nice position to be in. Nothing's going to change from here. I'm still going to be systematic and patient. I'm not going to get ahead of myself and think I'm going to pass the challenge tomorrow or the next day. I'm just going to continue to execute when my setup signals provide themselves, and then just continue to follow the rules as per the plan. Do the same for phase 2, do the same when I actually do get funded, and use that capital to continue to grow my personal account as well. So this was a great trade. I hope you enjoyed this recap. If you did, please do like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll now jump on to MyFxBook and FTMO to confirm everything for you there as well. Okay, so here we are on FTMO. So you can see I bought the challenge on the 20th of February, or that's sorry, when the first trade was activated, and that will end on the 21st of March. So again, that shows you that it's an actual challenge, not a trial, because you do get a full month, not just the 2 weeks. Another way to confirm is here that the minimum is 10 trading days, not 5, and the profit target is the full 10%, not just 5%. So in the 3 trading days, we can see I've gotten just under 6,000. So 6,500 would be the 5%. So just under halfway through. And you can see here the trades as well that were executed. So this was the first loss on the 20th. Then there was a winner, which I may review in another video. Then this here is the one that I was slipped. So you can see here, actually, I had a 2.7 pip stop loss, but it actually did slip me out at 2.3 pips in 1 minute and 12 seconds. So that was a little bit frustrating, but it's okay. I had the confidence because I knew that the plan works to re-enter. And this here is the partial, the 25% at 4R. And then this was the remainder of that exact same trade. So you can see here, 68220 is where we entered, 68220. And so that trade there ran quite nicely. And you can see here the results. I mean, these don't really mean too much at the moment. There's not enough sample size to confirm any of that. But again, we'll also always just be trading AUD USD. And I'll continue to show you guys how the FTMO challenge goes. So we'll also now have a look at MyFxBook just to confirm. So as you can see here, it's 4.55% gain. So that 6,500 would be the 5%. And you can see everything here as well. I will be putting this link in the description below so you guys can follow along, just to confirm that I'm not just all talk, just showing you back-tested trades, because a lot of people have been saying that in the past. I've obviously spent a lot of time here trying to grow the community and pass on my knowledge, which was a selfless thing of me to do, to not focus on my trading, but to focus on the community. And now I need to be focusing on my own trading again, whilst also continuing to deliver to the community. So if you guys are interested, if you're looking to get funded as well, join the course. There is no longer a monthly membership. The minimum is quarterly, as a lot of people have just been joining for that month and leaving. And I don't think that's a way to grow the community. There's no way you can actually become successful within just the 1 month. So the minimum contribution you need to make is to the quarterly membership, so that way there's enough time for you there to join the community, learn, go through the live sessions, and then start a challenge for yourself as well. And so if your goal is to get funded, again, I am giving you that 12-month money back guarantee that if you do follow these flowcharts to the T and you fail, I will give you your money back. So there's literally nothing for you to lose. So whilst I am still, whilst the community is still small, it's the perfect time to join so that you get more one-on-one time with me. So if you do have any questions, let me know. Make sure you follow along using the link that I'll post in the description of this video so that you can see how the challenge goes. Again, I'm going to be fully transparent with everything here, and continue to provide value to you guys. Once I am funded, I will be reducing the amount of content I'm putting out for free on YouTube. I'm sure you guys will agree that I've given out a lot of gems throughout the months, and I do need to then just focus on the community and my own trading. So I will be posting still on YouTube, just not as many trade breakdowns or anything like that. So if you do want to continue to get that source, you will need to join the community. Hope you guys all have a wonderful week ahead, and I look forward to speaking to you in next weekend's video.